Welcome to the Gleeful Meeple, a board game community that's your community too, no matter where you are. In this episode, does a fresh coat of paint a better game make? We take to the sky in this week's game of the show, Sky Team. And you, the Gleeples, get to play along as the hosts get put in the hot seat with this week's game challenge. Hey guys, I know we're sitting right next to each other, but we're not allowed to talk.
What?
What does that mean?
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Technically, I'm not
thing.
sitting right next. Technically, I'm not sitting right next to you.
That's
so
fair.
can I talk?
You can talk,
Maybe if you
Dwayne.
tell us your name. Hey guys, I'm Emily.
Dwayne is here.
This is JK.
And this is James. Welcome to the table, everybody. And I have a short one for you today.
Okay.
Chomp, chomp. Munch, munch. Bring us in if you need your hillside cleared. First to the top wins.
Jump, jump.
Is this something with sheep?
Much. That sure sounds like sheep. Battle sheep.
Like, what's the lowlands game?
Chomp, chomp. Munch, munch. Bring us in if you need your hillside cleared. First to the top wins.
Mountain goats.
There you go. I was like, man,
Oh.
for sure you jump all over that one.
Well, I have never played Mountain Goats.
I have
Oh.
seen it. I haven't played it either.
We'll come back to it later. I brought it for a reason.
It's such a fun game.
Oh.
What's interesting is I think All Play is coming out with a Mountain Goats Legacy version.
Yes.
And I don't know how they're going to do that. That's interesting.
It looked interesting. I will say I almost backed it because they're also releasing a Mountain Goats Mini or Mountain Goats Pocket version or something like that. But then I realized, well, even if I got the Legacy, I don't want the deluxe version. I'd be fine with just the retail.
Uh-huh.
So I'm probably going to get it, but just when it comes out to retail. But I do want the little pocket mini version of Mountain Goats. You can just throw in a bag somewhere. I mean, the boxes are already pretty small anyways.
It's tiny anyway. Yeah.
So it's even smaller than that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know how they would do that. Guys, we have a big event coming up next week.
What is it, JK?
It is time again for Spring TGD.
Tennessee Game Days.
Oh, I love Tennessee game days.
So let's talk about this because not only are we looking at like 3 solid days of gaming, more than 12 hours a day, but there's an extra wrinkle on this year's one.
We're going to be running
Wrinkle?
something special.
Yeah. Have you ever gone to a bar trivia night?
Yes.
No,
All right.
tell me more.
Oh,
Tell me more.
so in bar trivia
Was
nights,
it trivia at first sight?
yeah, you usually get together with a team, and there's going to be a host who is going to be there to present questions. And it's usually an hour to an hour and a half of just random trivia questions thrown out, and your team kind of competes to see who can be the best in the room. We're doing something similar. We are doing a Gleeful Meeple podcast game challenge that night, which is going to incorporate, yes, it will be some trivia. We're going to have very much like the bar trivia games, but we're also going to incorporate some of the game challenges that we have done on this show to a live audience. They're going to hate it.
Game Challenge Live.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Oh, man. If it's anything like my experience with game challenges on this very show, it should be interesting.
And did we scale back the difficulty because we're playing with strangers?
Absolutely not.
No,
Of course not.
We actually know that we're going to be in a room full of dedicated board gamers. So if anything, we probably ramped up the difficulty a little bit.
Oh, man.
Yeah, JK
Which I think is
ran
fair.
a couple of his test ones by me, and I was just like, "Are you sure about these? I don't. It's hard."
Yes, it will be challenging, which I think is appropriate.
So start studying.
Who likes to go to trivia and get all of the answers right anyway? Like, that's not fun. There has to be some challenge to it. And if we're in a room full of board game people, I think we do have to up the difficulty.
Yeah.
My only hope is that this is such a runaway hit that we are asked to do it again in fall when I can actually be there to watch the chaos happen.
It was really easy to put together, just assembling all the questions and stuff. So now that we kind of have our systems in place, I think we could do this every TGD with no issues, as long as they're okay with having us.
Yeah, we're hoping. That's the idea. And the best thing is, guys, this isn't just about having fun and improving your board game nerdy knowledge. There's prizes involved.
Yeah.
Who are we sponsored by, JK?
Ivy Studios has stepped in to help sponsor this challenge. So they're going to be providing some games that we're going to give away. The founders of TGD, Russ and Rick, are also providing some Game Point gift cards.
Yep.
Gift cards. So there's going to be some lucrative, wonderful prizes.
Which,
if you
by
come
the
and
way,
hang out.
can be spent at the on-site Game Point market.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, show up, have some fun, test your knowledge, win some prizes. It'll be great.
Yeah. If you are coming to TGD, which is literally next weekend, if you've already got your tickets, great. If you haven't gotten tickets, hopefully we'll see you in the fall because there are no tickets left. But we are planning to be in the Franklin Room Saturday at 9 p.m. for this event. Come see us. So our discussion today, guys, I kind of want to talk about a topic that has been on my mind over recent months, because I think there's reasons why board game manufacturers do this. And I want to talk about what those reasons may or may not be, and how we're seeing this in the industry and how it's affected some of the games that we even play. And that's when games are reissued. And I'm thinking kind of in three different veins. One where you have a game that just regularly gets put out again with slight artistic box format changes, gussying it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I think classic games like Clue, Monopoly, all of those, there's like a new version that comes out every year. The game is not changing at all. All they're changing is the packaging to kind of...
Have you played Clue recently, though?
Is it different?
There are differences. Yeah. Like the last time I played Clue with my niece and nephew, they added these like cards that kind of like you can use, like kind of like the miracles in other board games where it's like just once per game kind of deal.
Okay.
But it's like, you can get these like Clue cards or something to play and then like resolve the action or whatever. And that's supposed to like give you an edge or something at some point in the game.
That's interesting.
Emily, is that published under a different like Clue name, or now like if I go in and I buy what appears to be normal Clue, do I get those bonus cards?
It's still Clue. I would have to look it up. It's still Clue, but I think like there might be like a new subtitle or something. Like
Clue,
I can't remember.
Show 'em no mercy.
Yeah.
Clue.
Like the Uno, yeah. But anyway.
Second category is what I'm kind of just referring to as a revised game, where it's really the same game. They've just made either some thematic tweaks or artistic tweaks. And the ones that come to mind immediately are going to be like Quacks or Ethnos, where when you get down to the base game, it's still Quacks and it's still Ethnos, but it looks totally different. And I think that's done to entice a different market, somebody that maybe wasn't all of that into the original visuals on Quacks, but they like the
which we've talked about. Yeah. It's like I've met someone in the wild that loved the new design because they're like my family. It's less scary to my family.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, yeah. They have made it look like a children's game, which isn't. I'm not saying that as a bad thing, but it's just funny to see something that was kind of marketed more towards the hobby gamer, that they had a turnaround and they were like, you know what, we can get this on the shelves in Target if we make this look more accessible with some silly cartoon art.
Yeah. The third option is the one that really breaks my brain, though, and this is a case where within the box, you have a game that has the exact same mechanics. The way you play the game has not changed at all. However, the dressing on the game and the name of the game are entirely different.
Yep.
Oh, this is the one I have the least experience with, and I think you've connected some of the dots for me before.
Okay. So, Dwayne, I think a good example of this is going to be Race for the Galaxy versus San Juan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where it's kind of, it is the same game.
Because isn't that the same thing with like Puerto Rico and New Frontiers?
That's what I
mean,
have heard
there
as well.
There are similarities. I have,
but it's like, do you like space or do you like the Americas?
Well, and
As your theme. Yeah.
this is where I kind of want to like start the debate is why
Okay.
do they do that? And is it because they've come out with a game that they felt very passionate about the nuts and bolts of the game, but they put it out to the market and it tanks. And so nobody buys it, but they're like, man, the foundation of this game is so strong. What if we slap an entirely different coat of paint on it and do this again and see how it does? Now, in doing some research for this, I did find out that reportedly through the 80s and early 90s, space games did not sell well.
Really?
Yes. And
In the
so-
80s?
Yes.
In the era of the
Yes.
first Star
Yeah.
Wars?
And so
Okay,
one of the
hold
things-
on. I do have something to say about the downfall of space games in the 80s. Could be related to the fact that an entire generation of children watched 7 astronauts die on live TV. So
that is some good context, Dwayne.
So we have some well, and also I think we're at it's the 40th anniversary, this 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
My math is bad. Where am I? 40, because I'm 50 and I was 10 when it happened. Sorry. Now this is what y'all. This
We're going
is
to
what
send
it's
Dwayne
like
into a midlife crisis.
to.
and
I don't know what's happening.
The other part of that too is when you look at the 80s, the early 90s, where is the foundation of craft board gaming? It's in Europe, namely a European space program.
Oh.
So maybe it's not really in their wheelhouse. So they lean more into trading in the Renaissance era instead of space. That kind of is where they're going to go with their games.
It's interesting. Okay, I like that idea.
James, I learned also this week that Century Golem Edition was the original version that came out.
No,
It was the original design.
it was absolutely not.
It was the original design for that game. Now, when they went to test market this, nobody liked it, and so they slapped on the Spice Road theme, took it in a different
Really?
direction. Yes, this is according
This is
to what
blowing
I
my
read.
mind.
Yeah, according to what I've read, is that Spice Road was like the second iteration, but once they
released it
released
first.
that, the people that had play tested the Golem Edition said, "We really like that. We would like that one as well." And so they went back and did Golem Edition as well.
That I've never heard that. That blows my mind.
This is what I read. So
It's so much prettier
interesting.
than the original one. It
Yeah.
just makes sense. It would have been the one about selling spices is so boring looking. Let's fancy it up with flashy gem plastic pieces and colorful artwork.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Through the Desert, big Reiner Knizia game was once originally called the Rockefellers and had nothing to do with desert theming. Also in research, one of the things I've seen is that a lot of Reiner Knizia games go through this process where the nuts and bolts, the mechanics stay the same, but the game is totally changed on top of it.
Yeah. So to that point, definitely Reiner Knizia is the king of re-releases with re-themes attached to it for sure. Some stay the same, but a lot of them get re-themed. And this is actually true for one of your most anticipated games of the year, Emily. Did you know that?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
One of your most anticipated games of the year that you listed on our first episode this season is a re-themed, re-released Reiner Knizia game, and you might not have realized that.
I don't think I did. I like I said, JK. It was like I feel like I'm just really bad at like that kind of like interwoven aspect of like the board game industry. Like I am the target audience.
Yeah, I was about to say you're perfect for this. Yeah,
because it's like I'm not immediately going to see a game and be like, oh, they just like redid blah blah blah. Like not immediately, at least.
and I think this is a big reason why is twofold. So the game is Hanami, which is the one that has cherry blossoms on the cover
The
and
fireworks.
all that kind of stuff.
Yes, yeah,
That's
yeah,
a
yeah.
re-implementation of an old game called Samurai from Reiner Knizia.
Yes, I do remember reading about that at Gen Con and like still forgot when I talked about it for that episode.
But you can imagine a game themed as Samurai might not appeal to a lot of people, but you make it
But
beautiful
pretty little
with cherry blossoms
flowers,
and trees
yeah.
and the components are like actual leaves and tree pieces and stuff. Reach a whole new audience with that.
Yeah, because that's like I think like JK going back to like the what are the reasons. I think that one is a huge one of just like making a game reach a larger audience, more money.
The aesthetics matter, and I'm kind of thinking
They do.
I'm thinking in terms of when you go like early 2000s, late 90s Rio Grande games and Ravensburger games. when you look at the boxes on those, the artwork is generally thought of as not great. They're kind of blah looking. There's
like the beige.
There's a lot of beige. But I think maybe, again, we're kind of looking at European market. That's their aesthetic. They want the games that can kind of fit on their bookshelf and almost look like books when you look at them left to right. Maybe that's not for the American mass market as they're trying to get to things. So something that was a really, really popular game system back in the 90s, 2000s. Let's throw another coat of paint on it. Let's redesign this. Let's make this more accessible to the American audience and call it something different so that people aren't making that connection back to the original game. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know. I love that BGG, when you look up a game, also lists this re-implements this game and this game and this game. So you know the lineage of where it started as.
Yeah, I really do appreciate that.
And I think also a lot of modern gamers that just recently joined the hobby are joining the hobby during a time where art and graphic design and all of that has really become elevated in the last 10 to 15 years. Yeah. And these games that came out over 10, 15 years ago, 20 plus sometimes, depending on how I'm Knizia games sometimes, they came out during a time where whether it was an American game or European game, it was dry, beige artwork. It was more about the systems than the theme, and just it didn't. There was some good artwork sometimes, but modern sensibilities in terms of graphic design and artwork weren't there. And not only did they miss out on these games when they were originally released because they weren't in the hobby, they're not that attractive to them anymore because the hobby's changed. So to be able to re-release it and resell it. In modern hobby times, you kind of have to put a fresh coat of paint on it if you want it to be enticing at all to anybody.
Sometimes you're talking about the marketing of the game as well. Queen Games has redone a lot of Steffenfeld games as the City Collection, which is leading to a lot of
on this.
Yeah, a lot of renaming of games to just a random city that kind of fits the theme. The one that really confuses me, I don't understand this one, is the first game in that collection is Hamburg. And I don't think we played it for the show, but I'm pretty sure you and I got to play that game, James. It's a lot of fun. It's Bruges, which is an old Steffenfeld game that they've re-implemented, kind of changed it up to call it Hamburg for the City Collection. Why didn't they just keep it as Bruges for the City Collection? That's a city as well.
Well, what would cause more confusion? Keeping the same name or changing it to go along with
that's a good point.
The whole idea of the series?
Because that's what I think about with Park Second Edition. I feel like it's never going to be called Parks. It's always just going to be Park Second Edition.
I could see after a number of years,
because
there will be people that are joining the hobby now that will only know that version.
That's fair.
Right? Does it say Second Edition on the box?
Yes, and on BGG.
It's
even on okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not then. Man, to your Queen Games, so we'll shift gears a little bit and step away from complete new coats of paint, re-themes and all that, and games just being re-released over and over and over again. Marrakesh is killing me, you guys. They have different versions of it. It is, it's so frustrating.
It is, because the last time I tried playing it, we tried to team up, me and another friend, where I had the paper rule book and he was trying to look the rule book online. So there's too many editions now. All the rule books are different.
Oh, no.
Some of the rules are slightly tweaked. And so it's we're trying to reference and help each other out. And it just made it more of a mess.
Essential, Classic, Deluxe, Super Deluxe, and just all this. They have a campaign going right now for the new big box that has all the modules.
My word.
And it's going to be its own thing. And it's so saturated now. I actually don't have Marrakesh in my collection and I want it. It's a great game. But I don't even almost care at this point. All I want is just give me the base retail box. I'm so over it.
And that's confusing in itself because I bought the base retail box, which was technically the deluxe edition.
Right.
No, I think it was the...
Yeah.
Did you upgrade to the Essential Edition?
Or vice versa.
Essential is the cheapest.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I think I started with the Essential.
Well, no, because you didn't have the smallest boards, did you?
See, look, now we're still confused.
I know. I think Essential Edition is the one that comes in a brown paper bag.
What game did we play? Which was it? Your copy, Dwayne? We played
No, we played JK's.
Okay, so you do have this essential then. Right?
I have upgraded though.
Because
sense.
Yes.
But
I think Emily has the essential now.
It's literally the same game released at least 4 different ways at this point.
Yes.
And it's not good, Queen. Like you actually lost a customer from me because of it. So it's frustrating.
It was crazy.
But when it comes to re-releases and both, whether it's for retheming or just it's been 5 years and then when they re-release it again, I think it's literally just taking advantage of one. A lot of these rethemes come out on crowdfunding, so you get a new market to sell to, and it's a flashy way to do it. But I think there's just the hobby's changing so much that new people are coming in and don't know about these old games.
Yeah. What do you think the sweet spot is for a company to wait? Like how many years between releases do you think is like kind of the sweet spot?
So I'm glad you bring this up, Emily, because a lot of that has to do with, how popular a game is, how in demand it is. Because as a game hobbyist, there's nothing more frustrating than playing a game that you really enjoyed to find out, this came out 3 years ago. It is now out of print and impossible to find.
Yes.
Unless you're going to pay eBay prices. The company GMT, who does a lot of, I think of them as the war game company. That's oversimplifying things. But they have a great standard where they have a list called the P500 list. And basically, their things come out for a little while. When they're out of print, you simply go to their website and sign up saying that you're interested to buy a copy of the game when it comes back into print. And once they get 500 people on that list, they run a run of the game, which... is a really great way to get a hold of something. I know, right? It shows what people are looking for and allows them to print things that are in demand.
How often will you rebuy a favorite game on reissue?
Oh, I don't think I want to talk about that. It depends on how favorite and how good the game is. I will say that for the recent Snowdonia Kickstarter crowdfunding, I sat and looked at that page like several days in a row thinking, do I really need more Snowdonia when I love Snowdonia every time I get off the shelf, but I haven't even made it through all the modules in my first deluxe edition that I bought. But that's when I definitely went ahead in the long run and pulled the trigger to get everything.
I looked at that campaign for a while, knowing that you like it so much. I was like, I know it's a good game, but
they're doing a lot of cool things with what they're providing. So I just went ahead and did the all in.
I think if nothing changes but the artwork, it's not a rebuy for me.
Hold on, JK, but what if the new artwork is by Dutrait?
There's an exception to that rule, I guess.
Okay, fair enough.
That would probably be the one exception, because I'm trying to look at my collection and think if I've rebought anything that didn't actually change, just prettied up.
I mean, Castles of Burgundy, it's the same game, prettied up.
But it's got better parts.
Yes.
Yeah,
so do you count
the components?
I'm saying if they just printed a new box with prettier artwork,
components are the same.
Am I trading that out? No.
No.
But if they give me something a little extra in there that kind of entices that purchase.
And that's how, I feel like being the newest to the hobby out of this group, I feel like I don't, Park Second Edition was my first, I feel like repeat in my collection. And I because I think about this question myself of Puerto Rico. I'm like, do I try to get an upgraded version, or do I try to get into some crowdfunding of some retheme or whatever? And I'm like, I think it just depends on price, how often I get the current owned game to a table, what kind of condition is the current owned game in. Dwayne, you seem to be laughing.
I got tickled that you brought up Puerto Rico, because Puerto Rico is a great reason to buy another edition of that game, so you don't have to go into colonialism when you are talking about the rules.
Which is a great point, because that is, I think, another reason why some games get revisited.
Yes.
For sure. There's actually an older game called Santa Maria it's not super old, but maybe 10 years, I forget. And it was re-released and rethemed to Saltfjord. And it's changed the theme.
Oh.
But, the original version had colonialism was a big part of it. And so there are just themes that, used to be acceptable to print, on just with entertainment, anything, I guess. And, we've moved away from that. So they're retheming these to re-release them. There was another one that changed. It went to space, and I cannot think of the name all of a sudden. But it was, colonialism based, seafaring adventure stuff, and it got changed to a space theme. I can't remember what it was, but you're right, Emily, to a point that is also a reason games get rethemed. Now, funny enough, the game from our riddle today, I don't know if you knew this or not, is a re-release.
Is it really?
Look at you being on theme.
It was originally released as Level X, a very 90s looking, brightly colored, just, no theme, game with tracks that you're moving up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But yeah.
That sounds incredibly boring.
That's awesome.
Yep. So it happens all the time without you even realizing it sometimes. I'm a big fan. I like when games get re-released this way because even for me, there's games that I missed.
Yeah.
And if this newer version, it's not that, if the rules don't change, would the mechanics still play the same if I played the old one versus the new one? Yeah, but hey, games aren't just about mechanics. If it looks pretty, I'm enticed by it, and it would grab me in. Even for as long as I've been playing games, there's tons of them that I haven't played.
We've talked a lot about Doom Imperium. I think that's the most recent Dune game on the show. I have no interest in Dune whatsoever. I will never play that game, but everybody says it's wonderful. So
I don't like it.
If Dune Imperium suddenly gets rethemed as something that's more in my field, will I try it? Yeah, maybe, but who knows?
Yeah, but I am okay rebuying games that I like. Castles of Burgundy is a great example. If I had the original, I would upgrade to the new one. Concordia just got announced. That's going to be getting a deluxe version. As long as everything falls in line with that campaign that I'm happy with, then I have the original. I will be getting that one. 'Cause if it increases the enjoyment of the play,
yes,
that's when I'm all about, yes, go ahead and I'll buy the new one because it's just going to make the play that much more enjoyable. You touching upgraded bits and the artwork is better and all those things. Yeah, I'm all in. But if it's just like a reprint with just better artwork, now I'll keep the original. But I like it. I think it's good for the hobby. It's doesn't change. I see people get frustrated sometimes about, but I just bought the old one. And I was like, well, nothing. You still have it.
It doesn't change.
It doesn't change. You can still play the old one. It's just there's a different version of it out there now.
I probably do have a version of Monopoly up in my upstairs storage closet, but it's probably Monopoly from like the late 70s. I don't know that I've ever bought another version of Monopoly since then.
All right, Gleeples, this episode's game of the show is Sky Team. Sky Team was designed by Lou Ramon. It's currently sitting at an 8.1 user rating on BGG. It was released in 2003. It plays 2 players, and it's at its most gleeful at 2 players. JK, tell us about Sky Team.
Sky Team is a cooperative dice game where you and your teammate take on the role of pilots, working together to keep your plane flying smoothly. The twist? You can't communicate directly about your moves, so you'll need to rely on subtle cues and a lot of trust as you try and stay on course. The game uses dice to manage your altitude, speed, pitch, and fuel. Every roll is a crucial decision, and the outcome can change on the direction of your flight. You'll need to avoid airspace boundaries, make quick adjustments, and keep everything in sync with your fellow pilot. It's a high-pressure puzzle where timing, coordination, and teamwork are key. If you're up for a challenge, this dice-driven flight adventure is ready to test your skills.
Y'all, I love this game.
So
it's so good.
The elephant in the room. Let's discuss this. So Emily picked a 2-player game.
I did.
How
did we do this?
There are 4 of us. So how did we wrangle this?
So my thought process was I wanted everyone to play with each other at least once. I think JK and I ended up doing 2 games.
Yeah. Because we did awesome in our first one.
Nice, good.
And the way I had originally planned it was for our first pairing, we were all going to be on like a green route. For our second pairing, the plan was to go to a yellow route. And for the third pairing, the plan was to go for a red route. Jake and I went to yellow, I believe.
Yeah. You were my second partner. James and I partnered up first.
And that was my other thought process. Dwayne and I were the only ones that had ever played it before. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to put the experienced players together first and like the inexperienced players together first, because I didn't want to taint y'all's like experience with like previous experiences. So I'm like, I want to see how y'all got to where you are today.
You didn't want us to have too much turbulence in our play.
Whoa.
Well done.
A great expansion to this game, by the way.
That's the name of the expansion.
Oh, go figure.
James and I did not do well in our initial flight. We came close.
Came very close.
That was really
but
close.
did not do well.
I didn't quite. There was a piece of how you play the game where it mostly all clicked, but there are a few moving components, both literally and figuratively, just in the timing of them, that you kind of got to play once and you're like, oh, I get it now.
Because that's what I was so curious about. Like, what was your takeaway from failure?
Let's get into more of the details of the game. So every round, both players are rolling 4 die. And before you roll the die, you can kind of talk strategy. You can say, hey, I think we need to work on these planes that are in our airspace, or I think we are pitching a little bit too
without
far.
Giving specifics to numbers.
Yes. I think we should clear the airspace. I think we should maybe lean the pitch back a little bit more towards your direction. You can have a lot of strategic discussion and then roll the dice. And then once you roll the dice, you are silent.
Yep.
You don't get to say another word to the other team member while you are placing your die. Now, the 2 rolls.
I'm going to put a pin in that.
Okay. The 2 rolls, you have the pilot, the blue side of the board. Let me backtrack a little bit, because the first thing you have to take into account is that there's 2 moves that each player must make every single round.
Yep.
One of those moves is to apply a die to your airspeed. And depending on when you fall, where you fall within the range, you're either going to not move the plane forward, you're going to move it forward 1 space, or you're going to move it forward 2 spaces.
Mm-hmm.
The other is you're going to apply a die to your pitch and yaw. Is that what it's called?
It's called axis in the game.
Axis. And essentially the difference between those 2 die is going to tell you which way the plane starts to lean.
Or not lean.
Outside of that, the pilot has the ability to deploy landing gear. Now, every time you deploy one of the landing gear, and you have to do this 3 times.
Yep.
Every time you deploy a landing gear, you are reducing the amount that the plane can travel by speed. It goes up one
sort of like that. Yeah, you're basically changing the range of the plane movement. So
yes.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I want to say like it starts where as long as you're under 5, I think you move
right.
1 space.
No,
but
if you're under 5, you move 0 spaces.
Yeah.
0 spaces. Thank you, Emily.
But the blue tracker on the low end of the engine, is
yes.
that right? Okay, so yeah.
Because think of a number line around in between 5 and 6 is the blue tracker. Between 9 and 10 or 8 and 9 is the orange tracker, which is controlled by the co-pilot.
When the pilot puts a die on a landing gear, you are increasing the chance that the plane will not move because you are dragging the speed down.
And then the co-pilot increases the chance of not being able to move 2 spaces.
Yes. Because the co-pilot is affecting the flaps, which is essentially the same mechanism as what the landing gear is doing. You are just modifying the range of numbers that are on that speed gauge. The pilot is also responsible for the brakes. So 3 times during the game, the pilot is going to activate the brakes. The goal is when you land your plane, you are at ground level, your speed in the final round should be less than what your current brake number is. If it's higher, the brakes can't stop your plane.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Each of those roles as well, the co-pilot and the pilot, are able to use die to clear away other air traffic that's in the upcoming airspace.
Which is denoted by like the radio symbol, which is love it.
every game you play, you're going to have a little strip that shows you how many planes are in front of you. You have to work to get those planes cleared out before you pass through their space. If you do, you have collided with them. And then lastly, both the pilot and the co-pilot can contribute to getting coffee. This is essentially putting a die down into a spot to unlock a cup of coffee, which will allow you to modify your die up or down 1 number.
No wrapping 6 to 1.
No wrapping 6 to 1.
Correct.
I think that covers all of the basic
And so within all of that, each role has its own like little quirks. So like the pilot can put the landing gear dice in any order. And then the co-pilot has to open the flaps in a very specific order.
Yes.
And like there's other quirks, like the pilot only has one radio space and the co-pilot has 2 radio spaces. And so there's all these little things that make each role have its own quirks, its own limitations, its own like stress. And that's what like Sky Team is one of those hidden information cooperative games that I put in the same bucket as The Gang and Bomb Busters and Decorum, where it's you're working together, but you cannot communicate with simple words. And I find those games to be some of the most stressful to play, because if you're playing with someone who has like the strategy already mapped out, they kind of know all of the good ways to like communicate, all that stuff. Sometimes they might get very angry if you make like in their eyes a wrong move. And so I think I got introduced to Sky Team at a Gen Con, and then I can't remember where I picked it up because I did not pick it up at Gen Con. Another friend did. And so that was my first experience with it. Enjoyed it. Thought it was fine. And then I introduced it to my partner, and we just like immediately like loved it, and like have been really like just kind of upgrading it, like just trying to get to the harder and harder tracks and like the turbulence expansion. And like it feels almost like couples therapy level discussions like after a game. And it's like there's so, like I just love it. I love it so much, because it's like, okay, when you put this die down, what do you mean? Like, what are you trying?
What are you saying to me?
Why are you stressed when I do it this way? Like, how are you feeling?
Well, and that's the other element of the game, is that we just described all of the basic actions, and that's going to be on your standard green flight, the entry level missions. As you advance through the game, there are other elements you can unlock and incorporate into your game. There's fuel usage. There's interns.
A gas leak.
There's a gas leak. There's
wind.
There's weather. There's wind. There's other things that can influence your game. James and I played the basic track, and we came close, but we didn't land it. And I went, this game is kind of hard. And I went on to Emily, and we killed it in our first game. It was easy. So we played a more advanced one, and we came close.
Oh, that's what it was. We did green, and then we did yellow again.
We came close, and I went, okay, I'm starting to see the appeal of this game. And then I moved on to Dwayne, and Dwayne's first move, there is one other action you can take, and depending on whether you're playing a green, yellow, or red flight path, you can do this either twice or once. You can call for a reroll, where any dice that you have left, you can reroll. On literally our first move of the game, Dwayne called for a reroll, and I went, we're in trouble.
I know what I wanted to see, and I wasn't seeing it.
Oh, my.
Because that's what, like, depending on what module you're doing, you always start, almost every module, you start with a reroll token, and you won't get the other one until about round 4. So it's like, you got to make it to get that second reroll token.
So he called for the reroll right away, and in my mind, I went, "We're in trouble," because if we're starting out this bad, we've got issues. We went through most of the game, kind of steadily making progress, and I went, "Okay, I think we're catching up to this. We're doing all right." I was laying in bed playing the game on my tablet, and we were coming down to literally the final round of the game. And I looked at my wife, who has no interest in this game whatsoever. And I went, I have to explain this to you. This is what's shaking out. And I literally went through like all of the moves we could possibly make and where it could land out. And I said, if we do all of that and we roll nothing but low numbers, we're in good shape. And then we rolled, and I rolled a 1-5-6-6 and went, nope, we're going to crash this plane. And surprisingly, we did not.
Amazing.
We made it through that game as well.
That's what, like, when you get to the like red, and then there's even a more difficult level with the black routes. When you get to those routes, the margin of error is very slim, to the point where like my partner and I had tried this one, I think it's from the Turbulence expansion, but we had tried this one track and we had lost it. Like, we'd gotten really close, but we had lost it about like 4 or 5 times in a row. And so I was like, okay, I'm getting fed up. I'm going to math this out. And I like literally wrote down every single round, kind of what the ideal scenario was and like what was the range of like if everything's going awesome and if everything's going bad, but you can still win. And like literally the margin of error was like 3 dice. Like you could spend a total of like 3 dice on coffee, like the entire game.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. So between my official 3 games, I had 2 wins and a loss. James, how did yours pan out?
I only played 2 games and 1 loss and 1 win. Dwayne and I pulled it out on the second play. It was green, but we
forgot to play our game.
We did, yeah.
I'm
it's
so
okay.
sorry.
I got distracted. I had a few things going on the last few weeks. But yeah, 1 win, 1 loss.
And I think I had 1
You
win,
had
1 loss.
Win, 1 loss?
Yeah.
That would put Dwayne, because Dwayne...
2 wins.
Did you
1
win
loss.
all 3? Okay, 2 and 1. So we're the same.
Yeah.
There.
Somehow.
About the no talking piece.
Yes.
Yes, let's talk.
I don't understand that thematically. I feel like this game, the designer had an idea for
That's
a
fair.
game mechanically
Yeah.
and then squeezed it in because
If
thematically,
you're the pilot and the co-pilot, you're sitting together in a cockpit. You
Yeah.
are not speaking to each other.
Yeah, I
Which,
don't
like, I think there was a
get
thing
it.
on, like, the rehearsal or something. They called attention to, like, there's, like, an actual thing in, like, the airline industry where it's, like, they're trying to improve communication and get pilots and co-pilots more comfortable with each other because improved communication, like, is safer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like that is interesting, and it's like I didn't even think about it because I like loved the mechanics so much. I'm like, blah blah blah. I'll forget this.
Okay.
Yeah, but I
Okay,
don't get it.
so my head canon for that is everything is happening within seconds when you're placing
That's
the
fair.
dice. So
Yeah.
it's happening faster than you could talk it through.
They're so efficient at their jobs that they're just doing it automatically and not chatting about it.
No, well, it's just too fast to chat about. It's kind of like, in D&D how you can only give in the middle of combat, you can only give basic attack and that kind of instructions. These actions are happening so quickly you just don't have time to communicate. Hey, why don't you radio the tower and then put down the wheels while I do the flat? No, it's just bam bam
And then
bam
they
bam.
do that. Yeah.
And then they do that, and then they have time, like, okay, when our next problem arises, this is how we're going to go about doing this. And then it happens, and it's very fast. It's a whirlwind of activity in the
I'll
cockpit.
accept it.
I was about to say, it was like begrudgingly.
Also, in the descent from 7,000 feet in the air, pilots and co-pilots are drinking a lot of coffee.
Well, it's
But-
because as
Just
they're
roll
descending,
better, noob.
the coffee cart just makes its way up front to them. It's just
that
right
besides
there.
the point. This game nails this type of gameplay perfectly.
So well.
To what you were talking about earlier, Emily, about trying to intuit. It's like, well, why would you put that die there? If you did that die, that means, oh, I see what you're trying to communicate. That moment in these types of games where you're trying to non-verbally connect those dots with the actions you're taking, this game, it's not just a one-time moment. Like every dice placement creates that moment of emotion while you're playing this that just makes it so satisfying.
Yeah.
Because everything means something. And it's great. They found that calling it a sweet spot is almost underplaying it. It's that emotional moment with every dice placement of like, oh my gosh, this is so gratifying. But both in a positive way and also oh my God, we're not going to make it kind of way. It's those moments over and over and over and over again.
I think you combined gratifying and satisfying. I think that's like the perfect like
Gratifying. I love it.
gratifying.
There was a point during one of my games, and I'm not sure which, that when you look at that axis of the plane, the level, in my mind, before I ever played this game, my head is thinking, okay, I want to probably play a 3 or a 4 there pretty consistently to kind of keep it middle of the range, give them an opportunity to play a 3 or 4 and keep it level. And one of you that I was playing with early in the turn dropped a 6 on that.
Yeah.
And I went, are you nuts?
Nope.
What are you doing? And so then, kind of to your point, I start going through the analysis of, well, why did they put a 6 there?
Mhm.
What else are they holding back? What do they have to do this
Exactly.
turn? What are they trying to figure out? They're not necessarily using the 6 to communicate anything to me, but it clearly does.
But that's what, yes, because like that was a part of the conversations I had with my partner where like he would get so upset that I would like save my Axis die for like the very end of the round. And I was like, well, I did that because I knew I was fine. And like I would get mad that he was spending all of his dice on coffee because in his mind, he thought me holding back was because I had a bad die.
Yes.
And my reason for holding back was like, well, now I want to communicate speed, or now I want to communicate that I have a radio or like die available or whatever. And so like it totally changed the way I like viewed the game. And so, yeah, like when I put the 6 there, I was like, it's like, I want you to know that I also have lower dice potentially if I want to use my highest die for this or whatever. And it's like, it's fascinating. It's
worth noting too, if you pitch the plane too far one side to the other, you're flipping it and you lose the game.
Well, I also just want to speak to the production of the game. While we did play on Board Game Arena, I've seen it in person, and the package they present is just perfect. It's a dual player, dual layer board. Where everything just feels great to move around.
Yes.
But you can easily, because it's a skinny long board, you can easily play this at a pub or a bar, just with your significant other or anybody, right? At a pub or a bar, just easily
very nice
between
and compact.
2 stools.
Hey, you want to come land an airplane with me?
Yeah, you can literally be sitting at a bar top on 2 stools, have this between the 2 of you, and it's plenty of space.
Yeah,
but it's colorful, it's nice, it's tactile.
So
they
pretty.
really nailed it with the the little 3D wooden planes and coffee bits. It's just it really is a perfect package. They did a great job with it.
My only complaint is when it's in the box, because it's that canyon cardboard
there's no
storage,
insert,
and the planes and the coffee are in like a paper bag.
Yeah.
And so when I got the Turbulence expansion, I started looking on Etsy for like some 3D printed molds and whatnot that could fit everything in the box, super organized, super clean. And somehow during our bar plays, we lost one of the components that like tracks your wind. And so thankfully with the Etsy, like it had a new like airplane that I could like track wind with. So I was like, okay, perfect.
Very nice.
Like now I like the storage solution, and now I have a replacement component.
So I have this to say about the game, and that is, I think it is kind of a unique game in the fact that there aren't a lot of co-op games made specifically for 2 players. There are plenty of co-op games. Emily, are you thinking of some?
Decorum. It's 2, 3, or 4. But it's
right, so not made for 2, correct? I mean, it is.
There are scenarios specifically for 2.
Okay.
But I will meet you halfway.
This was the Spiel winner in 2024.
Mm-hmm. Well deserved.
I had managed to somehow ignore this game until we played this. I have since added this to my collection. I'll be the first one to broach the subject here. This is absolutely a keep it to play. I think this should be
agreed.
This should be in the collection of anybody that wants to play a game with their significant other. I think it's great.
Yes.
As far as 2-player games go, possibly one of the best I've seen.
Yeah.
I would agree. I think it is one of the best
solid.
I've seen. When it blew up and got super hot, I think it was a couple years ago now, on all the top lists. It never landed in on the table in front of me. Never got a chance to play it. I would add it to my collection. It is a keep it to play for me. But as I've spoken to before, it's funny. I'm married to a gamer, but we don't play 2-player games in person. So I don't know when I would get it played. But it is apt if you do, or you just want a game in your bag to meet up with friends at a bar or something. This is a perfect 2-player game, and it plays fast, guys. Like really quick.
Yeah, it's definitely a keep it to play. I've had it even in my bag as I've hosted events. If someone comes in a little bit later and it's like, I don't have an open table for you yet, but we can play Sky Team while we wait for other games to wrap up. That gives me some flexibility to like hop around tables if I need to check in on people and then like just come back to the game. But yeah, it is definitely a keep it to play for me. I love the expansion Turbulence. It offers some fun new modules that are also stressful, but very gratifying.
Gratifying. That's entering the Gleeful Meeple lexicon now for sure.
So I got to play this originally at its release at Gen Con. I immediately fell in love with it. I would have picked up a copy there if it hadn't been for the silly long lines and the limit of copies they had available on Sunday. But that being said, Sky Team is a keep it to play for me just because there is nothing quite like it.
I think that's a 4 out of 4. And we've already discussed our win-loss ratios, but as we have already said in this season, that doesn't matter. We're just going in rotation. And next man up is Dwayne. Dwayne, what are we playing in our next session?
All right, so I'm going to take advantage of the rare opportunity of all 4 of us being together in the same place to play another game where we can't talk, and that is The Gang.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
The gang is omnipresent at every Gleeful Meeple event.
Omnipresent.
So, yeah, let's get into that one for sure. That'll be next time, though.
That will be next time. Well, speaking of future games of the show, is there a game you'd like us to play? Have thoughts about The Gang, Sky Team, or other games we've discussed this episode? Shoot us an email for a chance to have your comments read on a future episode. That email address is pod@gleefulmeeple.com.
So I think we've talked about Sky Team and rethemed games and all that jazz enough that it's time to play a game on air. No, not a rethemed game on air, a game about games. This week, I came into the recording session and I pulled out a game out of my bag and it was up or down. And I said, team, this is the clue for today's game challenge. And it's up or down. Basically, what I have in front of me is a stack of up or down cards. It's just the yellow ones. And what's going to happen is we're going to go around in our circle. Dwayne, I'll just show you
Okay, I love it.
a card on the camera. And basically, whatever number you have, if it was higher or lower than the card of the person before you, you will have to name a game of the category. And I'll tell you guys what the categories are. That is higher in whatever that category is or lower in that category. So if the release year of games is the category and JK goes first, he gets it kind of easy. He can just say a game to start us off. But then if James gets a higher number, he'll have to name a game that is released earlier, or not earlier, later, like higher in the years.
Okay.
So JK, I'm going to actually have you in charge so that I can be on my computer searching up games as y'all are saying them. And actually, I know I just said JK can start off. I'm going to start off with like kind of just as the neutral party / game master. I'm going to start off with a game. And then that way, when JK, you draw the first card, you are comparing that game to the one I just said.
Okay.
Emily, if you are thinking of the game master as a neutral party, you are already losing this game.
The scoring, it's going to be kind of semi-cooperative, semi-competitive. So every full rotation around our little triangle now, every full rotation will give everyone a point. But if you're the one that breaks rotation by either drawing a blank or getting it wrong, you will lose a point. And then we'll keep going until there's like one person standing. And the one person standing will get an extra point for winning the round. And we'll probably do this maybe 2 or 3 times, depending on how well or bad we do.
Okay.
So, you ready, JK?
I'm ready. Am I starting the first one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, your first game that you have to compare against, and we're doing release years for our first round. Release years. The first one you're comparing against is Carcassonne.
Okay. So...
Oh, let me draw a card. Yep. And my
number is
43.
So
if you get higher than 43,
I drew a 37.
So now you have to
in a row?
In a row?
You'll have to name something that released earlier than Carcassonne.
Fair enough. I am going to say, I'm setting you up easy for this one, James. Scrabble.
Yes.
But watch James do a lower than 37.
I hope. Yeah, I'm hoping not.
So JK did get that one correct. Scrabble was released in 1948.
Oh, great. Okay, let's see what I got here. I got 79.
There you go.
So
that's higher than
You can
Emily
go as
too.
far forward from there as
I
you
know,
want.
but I'm gonna make it a little challenging, even though we're kind of semi co-op. I'm gonna say acquire.
Oh, I like it. Okay.
Okay, so James is correct. Acquire was 1963.
Okay. And going from 79 to Dwayne, your number is
97.
97. You can continue to go forward.
Knowing that
Am I-
most likely the next number will be definitely lower than 97.
Am
What's
I
our
higher than
range of
JK?
numbers? We don't know. Okay.
It's like
I know it goes up to
100 something. But like 105, I think.
And JK, I'm not taking enough notes here. What was your number that you started with?
37.
Or Emily?
Oh.
No, that's right. Emily, what did you start with?
43.
43, 37. James, you had... I don't even know if this is important info, but
I don't
I like
know that it
notes.
is.
79.
Okay, 79.
Because it's like, remember, this is not the entire deck. We're only using a portion of the cards.
I got you. So I just have to be higher than James or higher than everyone?
Higher than me
Higher than James.
Yeah,
No, just higher than
1963.
James.
Something released
after acquire.
after 1963.
Okay, I will say... I don't know how I want to play this. Okay, let's just do Sky Team because I know exactly when that was
All right,
released.
so Sky Team was 2024.
Yep. All right.
So I'm up
Or
next.
2023.
Ooh, 2023?
Mm-hmm.
And I have 109.
Oh.
So I have to go
All right,
even
easy.
more recent than that.
Easy.
Well, and JK's staring at his shelf of games here.
Right.
Something within the last year.
Yeah.
Let's go with 10.
Okay, nice.
Nicely done. That was 2025.
All right, James, 13.
13. So something much I can go as low as I want there. We will go with Battlestar Galactica.
All right.
That's setting Dwayne up for a challenging one here.
All right. That is correct. That came in 2008. Dwayne?
All right, Dwayne, from 2008, you've got a 55. You have to go more forward.
More recent.
Yes.
Let's say Hostage Negotiator since it came up already.
All right. That was 2015.
2015. Dwayne had a 55. I have a 19. Monopoly.
1936, I think.
1935.
James from a 19 to a
Oh,
121.
thank God. Okay. Jeez. I think I will go with. I feel like the only way to win in this is to
You have to
Be
set somebody
horrible.
else up to
set
fail.
To
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll just be in an endless loop of games.
Oh man, why are you just figuring that out now, leading into my turn? This doesn't sound great.
Let's see. I will go with. Let's do Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle Earth.
Oh man, I can't remember which version of Lord of the Rings that is, but okay. Emily, do I have to go higher or lower? I guess we need the year first,
Yes.
right?
2024.
2024. Dwayne going from a 121. You have 25. You're going lower.
So you have to go earlier than 2024.
Okay. I'm going to let's have some fun. I am going to say Risk.
Ooh.
I think that's 1959 or 49, somewhere. It's
59.
in that decade. Okay.
59.
And that was.
Okay. And from a
another
25, I'm going to a 73. I have to go higher, and I'm going to go Cthulhu Death May Die.
Oh no, I can't spell Cthulhu.
That's C.
There we go.
Q.
Yeah. That was 2019.
Okay, so James, you're going from a 73 to a 67. You have to go earlier.
Earlier than
2019.
2019.
I'm gonna have to limit this to like a decade.
Yeah, this is just gonna go forever.
After Dwayne, I'm gonna shorten our time range.
Okay.
Okay. Earlier than 2019, I will go Citadels.
Okay, cool.
All right, that was 2000.
Okay, so Dwayne, we're going from 67 to 91. You're going more recent.
Okay. Tannhauser.
What? Can you spell that?
Tannhauser, I think.
Try two N's. Tann.
There we go. And that is 2007. All right, we are limiting our range from 2000 to 2025.
Okay.
If we make it another round, I'm
We'll
going to shrink
them.
it even more.
All right. So
I like it. Okay.
And when was Tannhauser?
That was 2007.
Okay, so I'm going from a 91 to a 115. I get to go more recent, and I will go with Wormspan.
That is 2024.
James,
Great.
Wow.
going from a 115 to 1.
All right.
So anything
Down to 2000.
down to 2000.
I will go.
He got a 1.
1.
Ooh.
Oh, so if you can get a 2023 game.
Yeah, put some pressure on Dwayne.
Yeah.
Well, also an early 2000s game.
But that gives him the whole range to work with.
Oh, because he's guaranteed to have a higher
Yes.
one. Right,
Yeah.
right. Dwayne's like, shut up, you guys. I'm going to go back to Ivy Studios and go with. Why can I not think of games all of a sudden? It's in the. I'm going to go back to Ivy Studios and go with Graft.
And he had a 1.
He had a 1.
Graft came out in 2025.
Is that a miss?
That is a miss.
Oh, yeah. What was yours? Is 2023. Oh,
Yep.
I went too far. Okay.
Yay!
I need more coffee, guys.
I feel you, James.
Apparently I don't have any die to spare. All right, Dwayne. You're going off of JK's number. Do you remember what you had?
Oh, no, sorry. I thought that meant the end of the game.
We'll go till we have one person standing
Okay.
to see who gets the bonus point.
I see.
Please hold. I think I can figure this out.
If
I can't
because
figure
he's
this out.
shuffling, I can draw a new one.
Nope, I can figure this out.
Okay.
I got it. All is well. All right, so my number was a 115.
That's right.
So, Dwayne, your number is a 103. You have to go before
2024.
Before 2024, no earlier than 2000.
Okay. I'm trying to determine what my strategy is here. I want to go before 2024. That seems too early. What happens if we do the same year, Emily?
Same year is going to be a miss because
It
I'm not
is,
looking up
okay.
months.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go Thunder Road Vendetta.
All right, Thunder Road Vendetta was 2023, so that is correct.
All right, so for 2023, Dwayne had a 103. I have an 85, so I have to go a little
Earlier
bit
than
earlier than that.
2023.
Oh, I don't like this.
Oh, and because it's a new round, we're shrinking it to 2005 to 2020.
Okay. Ooh, the shrinking on the high end was the one that threw me off. Hadara.
Deep cut.
Yeah.
All right, that was 2019.
2019.
So we're good there.
All right.
Nice.
Let's see. Dwayne, I had an 85. Dwayne, you have a 31. You've got to go before
2005.
2019, but after 2005.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. I want to say this is a 2018 release. I hope I'm right. Let's go Quacks of Quedlinburg.
That is 2018.
Hey.
We're going to do another round at that range. What you got for us,
I
JK?
got a 61, so I have to go higher.
Okay.
So what's my target? What am I trying to hit here?
2019 or 2020?
2019 or 2020.
Here we go.
Hey.
Good luck.
I'm gonna roll the dice
Mhm.
and say space.
Oh.
I'm going to say that's earlier, or it's either 2018 or earlier.
That is a miss because it was also 2018.
Dang it.
Yeah.
All right. So that makes Dwayne our winner.
Woo, good job, Dwayne.
Hey,
JK
thanks very
in
much.
second place. And James,
Hey, I participated.
thank you for giving us new words today.
I'm so gratified.
So yeah, thanks for playing. And I think next time I have a different category that might stump you a little bit more.
Oh, I like
That
it.
was good.
I
That was
like
good.
it.
It was a fun
Thanks,
little
Emily.
exercise.
There were challenges.
Thanks for bringing the games.
All right, listeners, that's going to do it for us for today. We want to wrap up by thanking our sponsor for today's episode, and that is Merry-Go-Round. Come on, boys and girls, feel the fashion noise. I guess
Nice.
come on, girls and boys, feel the fashion noise. When you are looking for the latest in parachute pants, hypercolor shirts, or scrunchies, head to your mall and hit up Merry-Go-Round, always at the front end of the latest fashion trend. It's 11 p.m. Do you know what you're wearing tomorrow? Merry-Go-Round. If you want to email us at the show, email us at pod@gleefulmeeple.com or Instagram at gleefulmeeplepod. And yes, James just made a face, and I thought this too. Their advertising was, it's 11 p.m. Do you know what you're wearing tomorrow? But at 11 p.m., all of the merry-go-round stores would have been closed. So kind of a misnomer.
So therefore you have to go to the merry-go-round so that by 11 p.m. that evening,
Right.
you'll know what you're wearing.
Right. So thanks, listeners. Come see us at one of our local Gleeful Meeple events, or even better, come hit us up at trivia night at TGD in the spring. We would love to see you there. Come say hi to us. We will see you all soon. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Gleeples.